NBA All-Star game here?
Listen.
Why is it here?
This shows the elitism, and they get the mayors and everybody like Formula One in Austin. Taxpayers pay for it, and then we're all going to be basically blocked off from it, and it's going to screw up the city, but because the mayor gets invited. What I love is because this political system, a lot of times people sell out not even for money. They sell out just to be invited to the party. You couldn't pay me to go to a Formula One. If you like it, fine. You couldn't pay me to go to an NBA game, and I like basketball. It's just going there and the checkpoints and the people and all of it. I mean, it's just ridiculous, and it's the way they build it up, like it's the end-all, be-all. Meanwhile, you're a weirdo if you care about freedom. You know, I told folks about the Bill of Rights and Constitution. Sometimes they're like, man, that's kind of weird. And I'm like, well, that's what makes America America.
But we paid $400 million for an arena because they said they were going to have an all-star game here that the city finally was going to be able to.
And now they use it to shut down Doc Holliday, Big 810 here in Orlando. You're awesome, folks. We're going out to break. Yeah! We're going to be right back. Stay with us with more news. I'm going to get into the UN takeover of the oceans straight ahead. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones. I'm looking for people that have the wisdom to spot savings, opportunity, and recognize risk. Saving means to make money. The Cal Ben Pure Soap Company can save you thousands of dollars and give you good old-fashioned real soaps that are triple concentrated and twice as good as what you're using now. Soaps made from vegetable and coconut oils that contain no useless dyes, perfumes, deodorants, or antibacterials. Your risk is the hundreds of hazardous toxic detergents that give you rashes, itching sores, and deteriorating clothing called lint. If you want something better, if you want something you've never had before, you have to do something you've never done before. Getting a free catalog is easy by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com. Take charge of your health now by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com. A little over a year ago, I began to do a lot of research into why, even if I had a pretty good-sized meal, that I was still starving. And my research led me to a well-known fact that most of the soils that we grow our crops on here in the United States and across the industrialized world are almost completely depleted of almost all of the key minerals and trace elements that our bodies need to rebuild themselves, fight off cancer, and be healthy. I then searched out the best vitamin and mineral company out there and discovered Youngevity. The Youngevity products are designed to give you the real nutrition you need, and once you've got that, you don't have to eat as much to be satisfied. I've lost 37 pounds in 2 months, simply getting the vitamins and minerals I need. Check it out for yourself. It's incredible. Go to InfoWarsTeam.com today and order your first canister of Beyond Tangy Tangerine Complete Multivitamin Mineral Complex Dietary Supplement. That's InfoWarsTeam.com.
Folks, Iran and the Mideast nuclear mess is already ballooning our gas prices. Whether you're struggling with food costs, which are being blown up by gas costs now, or know that when the Mideast showdown explodes, whatever food supply you have is all you'll get because of huge panic demand, eFoods Direct Family Packs are the answer. Now, the most affordable best food is saving you up to 50% compared to other poor quality food companies. The new Alex Jones Quick Fix Family Packs save you so much money, the savings from eating this food will actually help you pay your other bills. No matter what effect the Mideast crisis or the crashing economy have, you'll have food as delicious tonight as 25 years from now. Order now for 50% savings and free shipping on these affordable family packs. Call 800-409-5633 or efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Call 800-409-5633 or efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now, new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Coast to coast, direct from Austin. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
We were discussing the national security state. By the way, we're back live. Big 810 event, speaking to a capacity crowd here at the Orlando Jai-Alai Center. What is it, the big810am.com? I forget the URL. What's the great radio station's URL? Big810am.com, baby. You folks are awesome. Yeah. And I'm going to be giving a speech and premiering a 40-minute documentary coming up here. And they said, hey, why don't you do your show from there live? So we are doing it here. And I don't know, the weekend Sunday show, 4 to 6 p.m. Central, it has about 67 stations or so picking it up. Weekday show, a little over 100 now, and we're on XM for over 2 years now, and reaching via the internet and everything else together in the podcast and the YouTubes every week, 15 million people. Again, a testament to the underdog when you've got the truth, when you've got the information, and when you're willing to resist tyranny. And I'm going to be talking about solutions and victories we've had in my speech coming up tonight. Before I get into a big globalist power grab that ties into Agenda 21, it's starting to get a lot of attention because cities all over the country are fighting against UN takeover. Schwarzenegger, whenever he was at the Copenhagen event 2 years ago or so, and they were calling for global governance and global taxes out there with Al Gore and this global treaty. When it failed to get the countries to sign on and waive their sovereignty, see, we moved this mic and that's what's doing that. As I was saying, whenever that started, Schwarzenegger, and you look this up in USA Today, he said, what we're going to do now is we're going to go to the counties, cities, and states. And that is the Agenda 21. And we will implement the carbon tax and the sustainable development through your local community. In other words, we'll engage in treason and try to take over your sovereignty from within. You should have his big, fat steroid head locked up. Now, just like Obama should be locked up for saying the UN gives him the authority to blow up countries and not Congress. This is the incredible stuff. So I'm going to get into some of that Agenda 21. But I wanted to talk to Matt from Tampa. He came down here with some folks from We Are Change Tampa, and they're in Pinellas County. Yeah, that's about 1 million people, right at 1 million people. You heard last year they pulled the so-called fluoride, it's really even more deadly than that, out of the water. And they did it with the scientific facts that are out there: 7-fold increase in cancer, hundreds of chemicals in the so-called fluoride, toxic waste, byproduct, Grignard reagents. And they got it removed, and it's happening all over the world when you come forward with the information and keep doing it year after year. So tell folks what it is, why you got involved, and what you and your group did. Go ahead.
Well, basically, we have to thank our Pinellas County Commissioner, Norm Roach, and he was the one that actually got the ball rolling for us. He was wanting to do it as a budget cut. I don't know if they can hear me.
Yeah, they can hear you. I mean, the bigger issue here is, I understand your county commissioner's a great guy. Tell us about fluoride.
All right, well, the problem was they don't even use fluoride. They use what's called hydrofluorosilicic acid. And thanks to Fluoride Free Austin, we got a document from Mosaic that showed that hydrofluorosilicic acid was a poison, and it said right on the poison label that we had in hand, not to ingest. So we asked them why it is that the poison label says not to ingest
What they put in your water has a label saying if you breathe any of this, you're dead.
Yeah, with skull and crossbones, it says right on the label,
but it's
do
for
not
your
ingest.
baby, fluoride baby water. So tell folks what it really is.
Well, it's a waste byproduct. It's hydrofluorosilicic acid, and that's what they actually put into the water. The propaganda is the fluoride, but what they're actually putting in it is waste byproduct and stuff. So they came in there with dentists and ADA people, and they said, that it's for the children, it's for the children. But we showed them the facts and showed them that, the facts are.
By the way,
poison.
the chemical industry on average gives the American Dental Association about $20 million a year.
Oh, yeah.
You know why? Because then cities like Austin pay about $1 million a year for it.
Right.
Imagine how much they're making. They're making billions off selling you toxic waste.
Yeah.
They'd have to pay to store.
No, they use us as human filters, basically, because they can't dump it into the ocean. So the only way they can get rid of it is to use us as human filters.
They dump it in your bones.
Yeah, exactly.
Loving.
But we did it with budget cuts. We said, why pay for this poison when our budgets are upside down and they're all, in massive debt? So we got it cut out that way. So that's a way for other people to also do it. Bring it. Go to your county commissioners and ask them why you're spending $200,000 of your tax dollars on poison to put in the water.
And again, when that hoax falls, when all the hoaxes fall, they're going down. This shows we're on the march, and it's happening all over the world now.
Right. Well, I'm glad, and I feel healthier already. They took it out on the 1st, so yeah.
You're incredible. But again, it's an example of taking action. Now tell us about your buddy over here. We're going to bring him in there. He says he's got some stuff he wants to say. Come on over here. What's his name?
Chris. He helped me. We worked together on getting the information to the commission and stuff, so I'll let him get on.
All right, Chris, jump in here. Come on in here. We only got a few minutes, but tell folks your whole view on fluoride and the tide getting turned here.
Thank you, Alex. Well, thank you for your help in getting this victory.
You don't need to thank me, brother. I don't want my kids getting poisoned. I want to defeat the enemy. Crush them.
And we shall.
They're a bunch of murdering scum. They're poisoning you. They're the enemy. See who they are. God Almighty.
And we're seeing what's going on. I mean, we have Commissioner Susan Latvala who fought us since 2009. And I need to also thank a friend of mine who couldn't be here today named Frank Hobson, who's been attending these county commission meetings. And this commissioner told both he and I in a private meeting that what Big Phosphate wants, Big Phosphate gets. When I confronted her about this, she tried to sidestep it and tap dance and say...
By the way, they mine most of that in Florida. So they're big here, the phosphate industry.
Absolutely. Most of the phosphate comes from Mosaic Phosphate Mining Company.
Uranium mining as well. That's why there's a lot of uranium in what they put in your water. Oh, what's wrong with uranium?
Well, it says right on the water quality analysis that it's industrial discharge, and it's from, we have alpha, beta photon emitters, and this is discharge.
Good. You mean radiation?
Absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely. And it says...
since I started exposing this in the last decade, they have newscasts. People go look, and they go, we don't know why there's radiation in there. Because the stinking cities are paying to add it.
Yep. Yeah, and we have this Commissioner Latvala, I tell you, when she was confronted by this, she tried to say that, well, what Big Phosphate wants, Big Phosphate gets. It may be in other counties, but not our county.
What they're going to get's a revolution, and they're going to go to prison.
Yes, yep, running scared.
But people's children need photon emitters and radon and uranium. So are you saying uranium's not good for children's teeth?
Well, to those, I would say they need to have a hair, blood, and skin and hair, blood, and nail analysis to see what their long-term exposure is to this toxin. Anybody who's pro-fluoride needs to be asked if they have the courage of their convictions. And while they're at it, they should also test those who they would like to treat the guise of medication. It's not forced medication, it's forced toxification under the guise of medication. And they also have to have their supplementation tested through nutritional blood analysis if they believe it ought to be on the RDA.
And that's my next point. We need to start suing them. When scum like the Austin City Council doesn't remove it, we've had scientists and doctors down there, and 90+% of the EPA's own scientists have gone public saying take it out to Congress. When the mayor and people laugh at us, it's time for lawsuits. They pay to have tons of toxic chemicals. What's the website for We Are Change Tampa?
WeAreChangeTampa.org.
WeAreChangeTampa.org. Our site's Infowars.com. All right, thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you for fighting tyranny. All right, we'll be back with Orlando and worldwide. Yeah! Yeah! No more. We're breaking the trance, breaking the hoax. We're awake, and we're coming for you, globalist trash murderers. Yeah! Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Silver Lungs Generator. Now you can produce pure and endless colloidal silver and deliver the solution directly into the bloodstream. by breathing the solution through the lungs. The respiratory system is the first line of defense for airborne pathogens and viruses. The Silver Lungs Generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced nano-silver solutions and also delivers the silver nanoparticles instantly into the bloodstream. With continued legislation threatening the sale of nano-silver products, you can now produce pure and endless colloidal silver with the Silver Lungs Generator. Very easy to find.